And then, I'm going to share my screen. Okay. And again, as I mentioned, I want to do backward engineering. So that being said, I'm going to show you what you will finish doing in the next 30 to 40 minutes. Okay. So that being said, again, my name is Zenin Xu. You can call me Jimmy. And so this is basically, today's tutorial. I'm going to give a tutorial on retail store location analysis for In-N-Out Burger with R. Okay. So you might be wondering, let's say probably I sent you a previous announcement. And in the original announcement, I have something like a retail store location analysis with R. So this is already like a second version. It's like a ChatGPT or like an OpenAI for last 4 or 5 days. This is already my second version. So I'm going to show you the difference between the first version and the second version. Okay. So basically, this is the first version. When I just thought about this idea, I was so excited. Okay, say, okay, I think maybe this is what I'm doing with you guys. Okay. So see, maybe my original version. So you see here, first step, I tell you what we be doing, and like why this is important, our objectives. Okay, and then I show you the steps how we are going to get it finished. If I show you a few cities, the population, median income, and then finally competitor count. Okay, and then I help you show you how to visualize this data using like a histogram, and then finally I show you how we can compute like composite index or maybe heuristic index, which is popularity score for each city. So let's say if you are manager for a retail department, so you may wonder, okay, which city is the most attractive location for my next, calendar year or next 5 to 10 years, right? So that means that finally we save the document. We save the Excel spreadsheet. All this can be done in 1 to 2 minutes. Okay, that's the most beautiful thing. All this can be done in 1 to 2 minutes. So I think, this is already my second version, as I mentioned, let's say like using ChatGPT. You guys, probably imagine. So, yeah, so the first day you have the first version of ChatGPT, right? The first generation. And then I'm showing you the first generation. The reason is that, I want to use my first generation as a starting point. And then I brainstorm with myself, maybe use some, online resources, and then I try to improve. And then my final version, which I'm showing you right now. So again, for those of you who just joined, this is my first version. It's pretty generic. I want to show you city names, city population, and then competitor counts for each city. Okay, this is my first version, which I developed 4 days ago. Okay, definitely with some online support. So now my second version, which is, let's say In-N-Out Burgers in California. I'm sure, if you ever come to California, In-N-Out is just so popular. And I wonder if your McDonald's made a different decision, when they look at competition here in California. But I think In-N-Out sometimes seems to be a better deal. It's a little bit more delicious. So when you look at this second version, so basically I use real world data for In-N-Out stores. Let's say for each one of these metropolitan cities, San Diego, Phoenix, and Dallas, Los Angeles, and Las Vegas. Okay, all of that data is captured from this website. Okay, In-N-Out website. And it was captured, just this afternoon. I spent maybe 2 or 3 hours to improve my tutorial based on my original version. So this is final version which you are seeing right now. And also I'm going to send you in the chat. Okay. So make sure we are on the same page. So this, again, this is a second version. And then, I'm going to send you also the first version. So now you can see both of these two versions in the chat. Otherwise, sometimes, when I host a tutorial, so people will ask me, how did you get it finished? I said, it's actually, sometimes it takes a long time and sometimes it takes short time. I know I'll try to show you my thought process. Basically, you see here, first step, read the library. Second step, we actually create a data set, which include, city names, income, population, and then, number in and outs in each one of these metropolitan cities. And then we also want to print this data set on the page, which is this HTML page. And then we want to also do a basic analysis to show, let's say, to compute like a heuristic score, which shows the attractiveness, of each location. So here's the formula, okay? And may not be perfect because, sometimes it may not reflect real world conditions, but it's the best, probably, it's the best like a simulation or simulated, index, which we'll be using for this analysis. Next on step 4, we have to visualize, okay? Visualize, let's say the number of stores, which is a basic, graph. But, if you use Excel, you can do the same thing, okay? You don't need to necessarily use R, probably Python. So, but next step, you see here, we now, actually, we now, look at, let's say, population. We now look at, median income and attractive score, okay? Attractive score. And then finally, this is the final step. I just added, let's say, finish adding like pretty much like 20 minutes ago, because I want to make, the tutorial a little bit more appealing. So finally, I decided to make a map to showcase median income and then store counts each city. You see here, I didn't even add, step 4, step 5, step 6. Here, I just want to add a title here. And then, this step seems to be tedious, but, it looks probably more useful because, as a manager, many times you have probably 5 minutes, 10 minutes, or 1 hour, very limited time to make that decision, right? So the goal here is to make sure, let's say we focus on decision making instead, analytics, because sometimes, who want to look at those formulas, equations, algorithms or syntax, right? Probably nobody, right? People only care your final product, what it is, why is it important? Why do I care? Why do I care? Okay. Why do I care? So also now, finally, my resources. Okay, my resources, which I use to create all of these, to create this whole tutorial. Okay. So now, imagine you are here and I want to make it open source because, this is not necessarily my business secret, but I developed this based on a couple of resources. So if you search online, hopefully, my is going to be definitely first one. Okay. Which means, this is brand new. So that being said again, so this is going to be my tutorial, which you can download for free. Okay, congratulations. I hope, you get to use this opportunity to actually, get something today, even within, let's say 20 minutes, okay, within 20 minutes. So that being said, I'm going to send you the link, okay? So now we are going to make it hands-on because I'm not a theory person. If you ask me, okay, so why does it 1 plus 1 equals to 2? I can show you a formula, I'll show you how to get a result. If you want me to explain, I'm sure you did it probably when you were in a primary school, right? Similarly, if you want me to explain these concepts, that's not a focus this tutorial. My job is to make it hands-on, so you get to build the same portfolio or same page within the next 20 minutes. Hopefully, if you follow me, okay? As long as you have stable internet connection, as long as you have a good computer, so you can use this to improve your career outcome, okay? Or maybe your, anything you are looking for. So that being said, the next few steps will be critical, but again, I assume, you may have very little background in coding and programming. That is totally fine. With online resources, I think now you can learn anything in a few hours or in a few days, okay? Let me check that chat message. Again, so yeah, let's get started. So you see here, for those of you who already attended my tutorial before, you see we are going to search RStudio Cloud, which is free. You don't need to buy anything. to do data analytics or to create even web pages, right? Somebody is going to sell you something, probably, it's going to be probably snake oil. So use something for free, right? So, I mean, many companies also spend so much money on data analytics, but they don't know, they can use so many things for free. If you buy Excel license, it's not even for free. But this R Studio Cloud, which is way powerful than Excel, it is for free. Okay. Now, for those of you who just joined me, I think I want to probably just show you one more thing. And, to just get you, let's say, get some like overview. So how many we actually use R before? Send me a chat message. How many actually use R before? Send me a chat message, please. For anything. No? Okay, so I'm sure some of you probably used it before. And so that being said, I just want to show you one of the not necessarily most interesting aspects using R, but probably one of the most useful aspects using R. It's probably not for data analytics or marketing analytics or probably something we are doing today. It's actually for trading, okay? Financial trading. Let's say, you want to invest $100, you want to turn that to $200 by the end of calendar year. I mean, it sounds like a gambling, right? I mean, stock market is big gambling market. But basically, you can use R for trading, okay? R is awesome for trading because it has all of these packages for free. And, let's say, all of these, majority of the tutorials are actually launched by, let's say, like you know, financial institutions and trading companies, okay? They are not necessarily, uh, uh, built by like, scholars or, like academic institutions. So also, we do have some tutorial written by scholars. So that being said, this is one of the most useful aspects. If you like trading, if you look, if you want to improve your trading skill using not necessarily mathematics, but, a little bit quant, a little bit, analytics, this is a very good starting point, okay? You don't need to necessarily know the math behind it. You just need to know what you want, and then you know what kind of technical analysis you're looking for. It's easy to get started, but it may not be easy if you want to dig deeper, okay? So that's just one of the aspects I want to show you because otherwise you might be wondering, so maybe I'm just using R for this session today and I'll never be using this again. So you see, uh, big companies are also using R. Morgan Chase, any big company you can imagine, Microsoft, Google. It's not just what we use here, here for this session. Okay, so let's get started. Again, we'll be using R Studio Cloud. You can search R Studio Cloud. And once you search, let's say here, you get a new HTML address, probably shows you something like a POSIX Cloud. Okay, the rebranded, the name probably last year. I think you actually sign up. Okay, the first step, you get to sign up. The process is simple. I usually just sign up with my Gmail credentials. I usually do not use my, my organizational email for this account. Just use your own personal email. Sign up, you see here, if you click sign up, use the first option. Don't pay for it because you can enjoy so much free benefit. Okay. So you see you click the first option, free, and then move to the bottom and then click learn more and then click sign up. Okay, I already signed up. I don't need to do it again. Click sign up and use your Gmail, probably other free email credentials. Okay, and then the second step, once you finish signing up, you can log in. You can log in. Okay, let's log in right now. And once you log in, you see here, this is why I'm asking you, like, please just use your Gmail account because, makes your life way much easier, okay? Don't give yourself a hard time. Okay, oh, where's my password? I can't remember, right? So logins with Google, okay, please. I see I'm gonna log in with Google. So I don't need to type my password, okay? I trust these companies, they can protect my privacy, especially if it's not a financial institution. Okay, so next one. So see here, this is why we use R, because it really allows you to do so many things for free, or, not ordinary things you can do using Excel, okay? The majority of things, we do using R cannot be done using Excel. Let's say, you want to build a web page. No, it's impossible if you just use Excel. But use R, it's possible. It's also easy. It's also easy. There are many online tutorials. Okay, let's build a new R Studio project. I suggest that follow me because once you finish this tutorial, let's say by around 6:35 or maybe 6:40, you can get that page finished. Okay, then you can decide. Okay, maybe I'm going to start reading. The introduction, the data section, the coding section, one by one. Later. Okay, but this is going to be just a starting point. You don't need to necessarily understand everything from scratch, right? No, AI is going to be your friend. Google is going to be your friend. Okay. So let's use the new R Studio project. Okay. And then, let's say we are going to wait for probably, just a few seconds or maybe drink some water, come back, right? No pressure. I guarantee, if you have internet connection and, a reliable computer, $200 computer will work. I just bought my son $200 computer. I can't imagine, let's say, think about it. 25 years ago, used to be more than 100,000. Okay. Now you can spend just $200. Okay. Most people don't recognize how lucky we are in today's economy. 25 or 30 years ago, a computer would cost, more than $100,000. Now $200. With $200 computer, you can do this. Okay. You don't need a fancy computer. No. So let's the first this is like an interface. Okay, RStudio Cloud, you see you didn't download anything. These big companies make your life way much easier. This is already a part of Microsoft. I mean, this company R is owned by Microsoft directly. So that being said again, so um, you don't need to download anything, and we are using the cloud version of the software. So first you see new file. And then you see a drop-down menu. The first layer, a drop-down menu, first column. You select new file, and then you move to a second column, R Markdown. So why do we select R Markdown? You can Google search, but in a nutshell, it means that you want to create a HTML document which you can publish for free to surprise your boss. Okay, so imagine traditionally how do we do analytics? Okay, we create a graph, and then send it to our boss, and then he then download it. And imagine if you have 20 Excel spreadsheets, 20 tables of figures, that's going to be a mess. You need a box folder and then make everything organized, right? It's going to be super hard. But if you use R, you can make everything organized as your boss only need a smartphone. So he can look at, all your table figures, original data, and everything all in once. Okay, with just smartphone. So let's use R Markdown. So you see, I think it's loading. And then you see it's ask you, do you want to install these packages? You are going to use their service for free. Please just say yes. For any questions they are asking, just say yes, okay? So I guarantee they will not ask you, is this your password? You have to say yes. I guarantee they will not ask that. So anything they are asking for, just say yes, okay? So that being said, we are going to wait for maybe a few seconds, but this is the first initial process. And your computer will help you install all of these packages completely for free. So you don't need to worry about, your bank account, okay? Credit card. No credit card is required for this. Excel, 1 year license, maybe $10, right? But for this, completely for free, okay? So now you see again, so we can create a new HTML document using R Markdown. So you might be wondering, can I create PDF document? Yes, absolutely. Can I create a Word document? Yes, absolutely. Can I create app? Yes, absolutely. Shiny app. Can I create a PowerPoint slides? Yes, absolutely. The best version of PowerPoint slides. Way much better than Power PPT or PPTX. Okay. So you can also use template. But today, we just focus on the thing we are doing. Okay. So let's click OK. And then, see here, there's already a template, but we are not going to use this template. And if you are first user, you can definitely try to run this template and see how it works. But we are going to remove everything on this template page, okay? Let's remove it. Okay, you see I highlight from line 1 to the end. Okay, now done. Easy, right? Now the next step, you see I'm going to actually, let's say, I'm going to actually go to my page. This is my page, in and out retail GIS, okay? And then I'm going to resend you this link. This is the syntax page. So that being said again, so this syntax is ready. You just need to come here, grab it for free, and grab it for free. I also, prepare some other syntax for some other purposes you can look at here as well. So that being said, once you are on this page, you see easy, right? Start from line 1. And then you try to make a copy, you try to, scroll down to the bottom. We have 154 lines, and we want to make a copy of all of the not all of the content on this page, just a syntax section, right? Line 1 to line 154. You see, you right click and make a copy. Okay. Once you make a copy, you see here, you come back to RStudio Cloud. And then you see here, let's say, you can just paste it here, Control V, right? Control V, or right click and paste. Now, congratulations. We are already almost there. This is all because, technology. So, which makes our life way much easier, okay? So remember, 40 or 50 years ago, I heard from a professor a long time ago, when they do regression analysis, it takes them, a few hours, and they need to use, notebooks and pencil. So now, we can do our things all in once, okay? So let's save, it's with a short name. Let's use retail. File name, you see? Let me show you again. See this icon, save current document, okay? Save current document. You might be wondering, what does this really mean? I'm going to give a short overview as we finish this. So you understand, I think I'm doing a little bit backward engineering. I will try to explain my syntax little by little once I finish this tutorial, okay? I will name it retail and click save. And then you see here, this is very important now because sometimes you just click, okay, don't show me again. This is, disturbing. You want to make sure you click install because now you are going to install some free packages like Deeply R or ggplot2 or maps. So you can actually publish your graphs or perform some, deep level analysis using these free packages. Otherwise, what do you think? Otherwise, you need to use C or C#, which are the languages that are only used or primarily used by computer scientists. Okay, we assume only probably 1 out of 1,000 people use probably C or C#, because under the hood, I mean, for R or Python, if you use either R or Python, let's say most of the time, the syntax itself is easier to understand, okay, because it's written for humans, okay? So now you see we finished the first section. We save the document, we install the packages, we definitely click yes, install those packages. Now we can do some minor changes. So, people know that this is going to be your portfolio, okay? So let's say, you're gonna change this section within, this semicolon, okay? You see here, we have your name, right? We have your name. Oh, yeah, quotation mark, sorry. We have this quotation mark. Make sure you keep the quotation mark. just add your name. Let's say your name, ABC, okay? Or Jerry, just put Jerry here. And make sure keep the quotation mark, okay? And then, we are going to save it again. And then we are going to click this need button. It's like, needle in a yarn ball, okay? And let's click it. And the magic thing will happen next. If not, it's probably, you don't have good internet connection, okay? So that being said, you see, we are almost there. Our template HTML page is here, okay? Our template HTML page is here. So that being said, I want to show you, let's say maybe some of the basics afterwards. So now I want to publish this page, okay? I click publish. You see the upper right corner. Upper right corner, I click publish, okay? And then there's a pop-up window which says, do you want to install these packages now? Yes, always say yes. Always say yes. So now, let's say, hopefully we can get, probably a reminder. You see, this is going to be our final step, okay? Our final step. So now you have a pop-up window again, which is asking you, do you want to publish this current page? Absolutely yes, because we take 2 additional minutes, okay? We click the first option because it's free. We use everything for free, okay? And then, we click publish, and congratulations. Now, let's say we are almost there. You see a pop-up page. Now, if you do not see that pop-up page, do not be panicked. It's probably your web page, your browser automatically block, any pop-up pages, okay? So now again, so I want to save my time. So I just want to copy the title, go back to my title section and paste it here because your document does need a title, right? And then see here, I'm gonna make it, probably straightforward. Maybe I just use in and out. Maybe I can use burger. I already use burger as a name. I use burger 1 here, okay? You can use any name. You can also add a description, okay? Something like a description, any words you want to use as description, okay? Or maybe, something you can copy from my document, right? So you see, in this tutorial, analyze, the retail expansion strategy, whichever, right? And then, let's say we click continue, okay? We click continue. Congratulations. Now you're probably, your first portfolio, which you built using R, is ready, okay? What does this mean? This means, you already finished this analysis in less than 10 minutes, hopefully, okay? So now I'm going to give an overview, but in the meantime, for those of you who already finished, please send me your link in the chat. So for those of you who are still wondering, so when I click that RPubs option, there's a different page, which asks me to register. It seems to be too tedious. It's just the first time. You only need to probably enter credentials, and then you can log in automatically. You see, for me, since I already log in automatically multiple times, so I don't need to actually, type my credentials again, okay? Okay, if you're a first-time user, make sure register at rpubs.com. When you see that pop-up page, then you'll be able to publish. Okay, then be able to publish. So now I'm going to give you an overview probably in around 5 minutes. Okay, so and first, I'm going to go back to my syntax section so you understand, probably not just ABC, but A, B, C, D, E. Okay, so you see in the syntax section, we have a CSS title, which is used to beautify our web page. If you already built a web page before, you understand building a web page can be time consuming. But this company makes everything easy. Okay, so that being said, now if you just want to build a basic HTML page, you see here, this is the title, the output format, HTML document, the date, author name. And then, you can add other links, okay? And then next section, we are going to define that, we want to create R Markdown file. And this is a original setup, which you don't need to change anything, which means you don't need to change anything. And next section, you can actually add, your own descriptions, okay? You can actually add your own descriptions. I'm going to explain how and also why, okay? I'm going to explain how and also why. And I want to probably just add one more thing so you see how it works, because otherwise it seems to be a black box. So that being said, you see, I'm going to add one more bullet point. Okay, guys, take a look. See here, I have 3 bullet points, okay? And, you want people read, they want to highlight something. Using bullet points is a good point, is a good way. And also you use, both side, both characters, right? So I'm going to use bullet points and both characters. And then, see, this is how I do bullet points. So
I know this.
I'm going to need to use something like offer, strategic, I already have that. Offer additional insights for brands. Okay. I just make it short and simple because it's only for demonstration, strategic. I just use this short example. But now you see here, the problem is, let's say my font, doesn't look the same as the one which we have, uh, between 15, between 16 and 21. Easy. You see, I copy these 2 asteroids or maybe 2 stars and paste it here. This means you want to use both characters, okay? Both characters. And then, that's going to be the new bullet point, okay? And then, let's say I mentioned if you never use R before, there's a very short introduction. I guarantee will help you get started in 30 minutes. So read this introduction, some of the things we probably briefly mentioned, okay? Now the next thing, you see here, we have 2 hashtags, pound keys. And you want to see, okay, if I remove those 2 pound keys, what happened? Easy. Remove it, you see in the character change color to black color, right? So now you go back to my page. You see here, I have, this different font size, which means like a title for the paragraph, right? So if I remove those 2 pound keys, then it's going to be just a regular paragraph, a regular, font size for the paragraph. I want to have a title here. I use 2 pound keys. You can also use 3 pound keys and see the change. The font size will be smaller. Okay. Now see next section. I'm going to actually install the libraries or packages and then also read the libraries, which is important because otherwise you can't, use R to create this fancy analysis for free. You probably need to use C or C# or maybe Excel. Okay. But unfortunately, Excel has many limitations. Okay. Next one, we create an online data set from scratch. I'm going to drag this section to a lower space so you can see a little better. Okay. So I select 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different cities. The reason is that, in and out, region places, from probably somewhere in California. So then I include the median income data, population data, and number of in and outs. So here competitor counts, just be, let's say, number in and out in each location. You can see that in Los Angeles has way many, let's say, in and out, stores. There are other locations, which is interesting. And then we print the data set. So now you can look at corresponding results. Once we print the data set, it looks like this, right? A table. Yeah, a table. It's not a generic raw table. We call raw table. You can make it beautified with other syntax. Okay, next section. If you feel confused, that is okay. Okay. Because a few years ago, that's already like almost 10 years ago. When I first approached this sign, I felt confused. So you get to go do some Google search because I assume, if you never see this simple before, it seems to be very confusing, not just a little bit confusing. Okay. You see two percentage sign and then also, a different symbol in between, and which represents, let's say, uh, very important syntax in deeply R. Okay. Now you can probably search deeply R for beginners. Okay. And this is very, important and also interesting because many times we want to, do, let's say, comprehensive data analysis, but we don't know how to do it, right? And this is a good starting point. I think in terms of data manipulation, deeply R even beats, Python in terms, some of the packages Python users use, okay? And definitely Excel is far behind. So that being said, you see here, I just briefly explain why we use this deeply R, symbol here. And then, let's say here, we want to build a retail data formula, okay? And this retail data formula, in order to build this formula, we use a mutate function available in the deeply R package. And then we use median income divided by competitor counts times logarithm population. And then we use this deeply R symbol again, because this symbol represents, if we have this data set here, let's perform the following computation using deeply R and also the R function. You see, we have this symbol here, and we want R to compute, create this formula first. And then we want to arrange, in descent order, okay, according to score, a sort. And so that's why, we use a second deeply R symbol. And then we want to arrange, this variable in a descending order, right? And then finally, we don't use that deeply R symbol again. And we just print the data. See, this is a whole process. And you can probably also try to use ChatGPT to explain to you briefly. I think ChatGPT is very good in terms of very basic functions. Okay, very basic functions. So next step, we want to visualize, median income, versus, let's say, competitor count or number in and out. Okay. And you see here, let's say we have X, Y, and field. Field means, number in and out stores. Okay. And then you see here, let's say our result, corresponding results on the page. It's here, right? Descended order, right? Descended order. So that being said, we already converted the data according to number counts. So we show this histogram. It shows, the number stored based on descending order, right? So an important function which you probably never saw before is here minus median income. Okay, minus median income. Oh, sorry, we use median income to sort. We use descending order for median income, so we can, we can look at y-axis here from 2000 to 8,000, right? Oh, no, 80,000, right? 80,000. So the highest average income, for for city San Diego. The lowest average income is for city Las Vegas, right? So that being said, and then we actually show the number of stores using colors, right? This is particularly important because imagine now you are going to show two different variables, right? Two different variables on the y-axis. That's just impossible. How do you do it? Use one variable, which is median income, and then use color to differentiate the number of stores, right? To differentiate the number of stores. So that being said, remember, which city has the highest number of stores? It's not like San Diego, right? It's Los Angeles. You see Los Angeles has, the latest number, which is close to 60. So that's why, here, Los Angeles, in term number stores, Los Angeles winner. You can also look at, final popularity, the last index. Now, next we explore relationship between location score and median income. Okay. And that's the next one, right? That's the next one. So see, it seems that San Diego really has a big potential, right? San Diego really has a big potential, right? San Diego really has big potential. Again, this is just a hypothetical calculation based on 3 variables. You can think about, 4 or 5 variables and then see, if you can get better results. If you can simulate, number store based on historical year, historical data, I think that'd be more interesting, right? Now you see the last step, which is something I just prepared this afternoon. It showcases, median income and store counts in each city. So now, I want to show you just something very brief. So, understand this is not like a black box, okay? I just want to show you something that is very brief. And then we will start back again. I think we will try to finish at 6:50. I know you guys super busy on Friday. Again, thank you for your time. Again, as I mentioned, I want to show you something that is extremely brief. So you can see, you can create a map in like a few seconds, okay? I'm gonna show you how you can create a map in a few seconds. So you see, I come to my page, which include my syntax. I copy this section, libraries, maps, okay? And then also USA map data, state. I create empty map in a few seconds. So I come to this section, file, new file, and then I click R script. I select R script because it allows me to do some basic coding. So now you see I have 14 lines. I need 2 more lines. I go back, I grab it because I need 2 more libraries. One ggplot, one is SF. One is SF. Okay. We'll be using these 3 packages. Okay. But in order to get started, now you might be wondering, now we are doing everything manually. So we just need to install these packages manually. Or maybe you can, write syntax as well. But I want to show you how this works. Okay. And you can write 1 line syntax to install these 3 packages all together. Okay. But we just do it all in once. Or we just do it step by step. So you see how the whole process if you want to do manually. Okay. Now you see here, if we just want to create a, map for the United States, easy. We just need a 1 line syntax. Let me show you. We run this line. Oh, map data, sorry. We still need that map data. We still need map data. Oh, we need this function. I guess, we need to run these libraries. Sorry. So make sure you don't run the libraries so you can create this map from scratch. Okay. Once you run these 3, you see these 3 lines, you highlight and then you click run. Okay. And then you click, run line 5 or 6. Line 5 is almost useless. Let's just do it. Okay. And then, we run, we are going to see, USA, right? USA. So see, this is already, analysis is performed, here underneath, right? Underneath. Now the next step, we want to create, a map for the United States, right? A map for the United States. A map for the United States. So you see here, we copy this part. So see, sometimes coding, if you want to see the whole chunk of syntax and see how it works, it may be, a little bit complex. You want to break it down to smaller components and then see what each part actually serves my analytical purposes, right? So we are going to just run this part. Again, let me see, make sure everything works well. So see, we are going to create this ggplot, which will be just a US map, okay? So see here underneath, the lower right corner, we have the United States map, which included 51 states, okay? So you see, this is a step-by-step process. It sounds tedious, but it gives you a way to understand what you are really doing, right? What you are really doing, right? What you are really doing. And you see here, you can also try to customize. This is how you customize. I just copy this here to save time because, I think it's almost like 6:50. Let's say now, your manager thought, okay, those bubbles are probably too big, too large or too small. You can change it. Okay, I'm just going to give you one example. So let's say, you copy that section from library maps, whichever, to this section. You click run, okay? Your map will show up on the lower right corner. And let's say your manager really doesn't like, the size of these bubbles, okay? So you're going to lower the size of the bubbles. You see here, we're going to change, let's say here, you see this is about customized scales of the size of bubbles, right? I'm going to change it to 6, okay? Let's say, the manager really don't like, let's say the blue and red color. So we are going to actually change it to, let's say, I don't know if you can change it to green, but I think blue color is good. Let's change it to blue and green. I don't know how this will work, but let's do an experiment. Okay. You can also change, the tabs or probably the names, the names. Okay. Let's do it. So see now, it's going to be like green and blue, right? And your bubble size are smaller, right? The bubble size will be smaller. Now you can also just publish this map because many times, let's say you just want to see the details in the map, right? Let's publish a map and see how it works. I use map 3 and also title will be just map. Okay, so see now we publish a map which we just create, let's say, from scratch. And this result is different from, the map we created here. You look at bubble size, you look at the scale, you look at, the colors of locations, right? So, congratulations. For those of you who already published, your page or anything you just finished, please try to send me something in the chat. I appreciate your time and thank you for attending this session. I see you may want to check out the resources, especially the last one here, Geo-computation with R, is free. And I think Geeks for Geeks, oh, sorry, I actually forgot to include this original citation. I'm going to actually include this original citation, saying, I didn't really create this from scratch, but I did use some of the insights offered on this page, okay? Geeks for Geeks has a similar tutorial. I built my tutorial based on this tutorial. I did many changes. You see here, this is the original one. They have, definitely also have, longitude, and then, they use, they build a different graph. Okay, they build a different graph. And then here, you see here that be the cluster analysis, that instead of making a map, they did a cluster analysis, right? And then did the other distribution analysis or whichever. But I still think, when you talk about retail mapping, you want to create a map, right? Instead of, like clusters of dots, makes a little bit, I mean, personally, I don't think it's a good idea because it makes people feel more confused, right? So personally, I mean, definitely your own baby is the best, right? I like the analysis I did, but it's based on this one and a few other resources, okay? So that being said, thank you for your time. If you already finished, congratulations. Please send me your link in the chat. And also, if you need any personal help, this is the best time for me to actually give you, little bit help. I guarantee you can get it done in 3 to 5 minutes. It's not challenging at all because coding part, I mean, now you can do almost automation. And the hard part is really to understand why we do this. Why is this even useful? Am I just wasting my time? Maybe I just need to just watch some TV and Netflix shows. Way much better, right? Okay. So I stop sharing, and also I'm gonna stop recording. So you can ask me any questions. Thank you for the time. You are welcome to leave. Because that Friday night, right? And